I'll sing a song. It's probably one of my most popular songs, and it's been recorded by all sorts of people over the years. It's The Voyage. And, before I sing it, I'll give you an idea of. It's a good story about Christy Moore, actually, because Christy invited me up to sing this song on a TV series once, and I'll never forget it because on the way to the actual venue where we were doing the recording, the taxi driver said, he recognized me. He said, "You were one of Granny's intentions, weren't you?" I said, "Yeah," and he knew where I was going. But a few years back, I arrived at a TV location to pre-record a duet version of The Voyage with Christy Moore, the first singer to have had a hit with it. Originally, Christy and I agreed that I would sing another of my songs and he would perform The Voyage solo, he being the one who had popularized it. But a day or two before the shoot, the series producer contacted me with the news that my solo song had been dropped from the schedule due to a lack of space on the program. Disgruntled by this turn of events, I arrived at the set in a very uncertain frame of mind about singing The Voyage as a duet, for a number of reasons. But Christy tried to put my mind at rest by telling me that after a few run-throughs, it would be sound. Halfway into the first verse of the first run-through, while the camera crew were lining up their shots, the song collapsed due to a clash of rhythms between Christy's version and mine. I began to panic at this stage, but Christy held his head, though I noticed the famous beads of sweat on his brow were beginning to swell in size. In a calm tone, he suggested trying the song again with my guitar to the fore. After a shaky intro, Christy's guitar accompanist, Declan Sinnott, picked up on my tempo, and Christy started singing the first verse in a gentle, mellifluous flow, throwing me a look of approval to let me know that the arrangement was fine. As he sang the final line of verse 1, "For the heart's treasure, together we set sail," he cued me to take over the relay vocal for the second verse and broke into a warm smile when I came in on time. While I was singing my opening line, "Together we're in this relationship," I smiled back at Christy just as warmly as he had smiled at me. And instantly he stopped playing and cursed into his mic. "Jesus wept. I see what you mean now, Johnny. It's like I'm Elton John and you're George Michael. Fuck that. We better get back to the drawing board." I've had many letters down the years about that song, but I got one terrific one last week, and it came from a Limerick man, and lots of you probably know him because he's one of our finest photographers, Jerry Andrews, and he's been away all over the world taking photographs, and he sent me this email, and I nearly dropped out my chair when I actually sent it to Christy as well. I had to. It said, "I spent a few weeks taking photographs of the tribes in the Omi Valley in Ethiopia earlier this year. The villages were primitive and remote, and the occasional shop and bars were the only source of electricity. One day I was astonished to hear a CD of Christy Moore playing in a shop full of half-naked Morsi tribespeople. It appears that The Voyage was a favourite one of the elders, and he insisted that it was played every time he went into the shop. So I thought you would like to know that, Johnny, as you have fans in the most unusual places." And if you want to join in the chorus of this one, feel free. I I am a sailor, and you're my first mate. We signed on together. Actually, just before I sing this one, Christy Moore actually told me a great trick one time. Christy is famous for lashing out at people in the... I was up in a gig in Galway where he sang once. There was 1,000 people at it. And one poor creator made a sound during one of the songs, and Christy pointed him out, got him to stand up and walk out and get out of the place. It created a little bit of tension, I can tell you. But he once told me that rather than raise your voice when the crowd are chatting, he said lower it, and that always works. You have to be in the same room, I am a sailor, and you're my first mate. We signed on together, we coupled our fate. Hauled up our anchor, determined not to fail. For the heart's treasures, together we set sail. With no maps to guide us, we steered our own course. We weathered the storms when the winds were gale force. Sat out the doldrums with patience and hope. Working together, we learned how to cope. Life is an ocean, but love is a boat in troubled waters. It keeps us afloat. When we started the voyage, there was just me and you. But now, look around us, we have our own crew. Together we're in this relationship. We built it with care to last the whole trip. Our true destination's not marked on a chart. But we're navigating for the shores of the heart. Life is an ocean, love is a boat in troubled waters. It keeps us afloat. When we started the voyage, there was just me and you. But now, look around us, we have our own crew. Life is an ocean, love is a boat in troubled waters. It keeps us afloat. When we started